Open-minded, I'm so blinded.
Mystery man, woman phantom.
Violet light smears the atmosphere.
I'm so scared, but I'm standing here.
Is what I am seeing real, or is it just a sign? Is it all just virtual? We could be lovers, even just tonight. We could be anything you want. We could be nowhere, right to the daylight. Take a break, hold on, stay mine. I'll be your enigma. Oh, yeah, I'll be your enigma.
Can't stop staring, I'm so naked, wrapped in shadows, my heart races.
Dragon's eyes watch, goddess breathing.
Give me something to believe in. Is what I am seeing real, or is it just a sign? Is it all just virtual?
We could be lovers, even just tonight. We could be anything you want. We could be jokers, right to the daylight. We could break all of the doors. I'll be your enigma.
I'll be your enigma. I'll be your enigma.
Did you hear what I said? What? Did you hear what I said? Yeah. Is it all in my head? Yeah. Is it all in my head? Is it all in my head? Yeah. We could be lovers, even just tonight. We could be anything you want. We could be jokers, right to the daylight. We could break all of the stigma. I'll be your enigma, even just tonight. I'll be your enigma, right to the daylight. I'll be your enigma, even just tonight. I'll be your enigma, right to the daylight, daylight.
Welcome to the inaugural virtual Johns Hopkins Alumni Association Alumni Awards Recognition Celebration. I'm Susan Demuth, Assistant Vice President for Alumni Relations and Executive Director of the Johns Hopkins Alumni Association. Even though 2020 has been such a challenging year, one highlight is this opportunity to recognize outstanding Johns Hopkins alumni. We are thrilled to celebrate some of our shining stars and to capture them here in this program. The extraordinary contributions of Hopkins alumni rising to the occasion makes us all proud. I would like to thank the Johns Hopkins Alumni Association Awards and Nominations Committee for their hard work, especially its leaders, Brian Frucci and Ralph Rubon, who together received and reviewed 86 nominations. The committee's process is a thoughtful and thorough one. They devote consideration and attention to each nomination and set a high standard as they review accomplishments, diversity, and loyalty to the university. Of this year's pool, the council approved 44 members of the Hopkins community across 6 categories. You can read about them in detail on the Alumni Association website, where each award winner has a full description about his or her accomplishments. Our program will have a special presenter for each award category and a musical interlude. As you will notice, the presenters include some past awardees and current members of the Alumni Council. Now, let's get started. Please welcome Wyatt O'Rourke, a graduate of the School of Education, who will introduce the 5 Community Champion awardees. Wyatt is a 2018 recipient of the Community Champion Award, and this year was named Baltimore City's Teacher of the Year. Wyatt.
Thank you, Susan. It is my pleasure to present the Community Champion Awardees. This award recognizes outstanding contributions that address critical, social, economic, and environmental needs throughout the society and communities, including local communities. Both individuals and groups are eligible to receive this award. The nominees may be either Johns Hopkins alumni who have impacted any community or non-alumni who have impacted a Johns Hopkins institution. This year, the JHAA awarded 5 Community Champion Awards. Amal Awad is the first African-American female LGBTQ police chief in the 134-year history of the Hyattsville, Maryland Police Department. Her accomplishments include creating a check-in program for senior citizens, increasing diversity in the force, strengthening relations with the Hyattsville immigrant community, and establishing a police equipment decontamination station to thwart COVID-19. Dr. Renee Blanding is the Vice President of Medical Affairs for Johns Hopkins Bayview Medical Center and launched in 2013 the Readership to Leadership Literacy Program, in which she brings her lifelong love of reading to East Baltimore elementary schools. She works with teachers and community liaisons to offer programs such as Reading Bees, which provides students books to read during the winter and spring breaks. Dr. Laurel Toft is the director of the Cardiac Intensive Care Unit at the University of Louisville. Partnering with the Start the Heart Foundation, she designed a 5-minute CPR training method, Alive in 5, which has taught thousands of people CPR and increased awareness to learn for over 3 million. She also developed the Heart Class to expand CPR training to high schools and resource-poor schools. Lucia Diaz embraced her role in 2009 as the only female urology nurse practitioner at Harbor UCLA Medical Center and brought a holistic view of healthcare that improved patient care at one of the most diversely underserved areas in the nation. Lucia has empowered many patients to take control of their health and developed culturally sensitive patient education material in both English and Spanish that help improve outcomes and adherence. Dr. Phyllis Sharps leads the Center for Community Innovations and Scholarship, linking the Johns Hopkins School of Nursing with community organizations throughout Baltimore. The center provides significant and sustained health promotion activities across the lifespan to Baltimore residents, and has engaged both the Johns Hopkins School of Public Health and Medicine in interprofessional initiatives in the community.
The work that we have with our reading programs in some of our elementary schools is the most rewarding. I saw a little boy literally hug the books that he'd received, and he told me that this was the very first time that he was able to get books that were actually his very own.
I think working in community is very rewarding because you meet a lot of different people from different ethnic, racial backgrounds, different working conditions, living conditions, housing conditions. Each person is different. Every day is different, and it's just a unique thing.
We work with teaching CPR, particularly in high schools, and pioneering new ways to do that are more effective than our older strategies. And even if I never publish a word of the research, it's still doing good because I'm still teaching people how to save lives through CPR.
In addition to all the wonderful hugs that I get from patients who've overcome health adversity, it's truly rewarding to know that I've helped along the way and often empowered many to take control of their health for the better. It's the patients. They're the true champions of our community, the heroes, and I'm just very grateful to be their sidekick.
Hi, I'm Brian McMillan, a 2-degree graduate of the Carey Business School, immediate past secretary of the Alumni Council, and previously the chair of the Carey Dean's Alumni Advisory Board. I'm currently a business unit operations manager at Northrop Grumman Corporation. As a previous awardee, it is my pleasure and honor to present the Outstanding Recent Graduate Awards honoring alumni who have received their Hopkins degree in the last 10 years and demonstrated outstanding achievement or service in their professional or volunteer life. This year, the Alumni Association is recognizing 8 award recipients. Molly Dillon served in the White House from age 23 to age 27, then as a policy advisor for urban affairs, justice, and opportunity in the Domestic Policy Council. In 2019, Molly compiled and published Yes She Can, 10 stories of hope and change from young female staffers of the Obama White House, which became a New York Times bestseller and has been optioned as a television series. Natalie Drayson's commitment to road safety emerged from the tragedy of her friend being killed by a drunk driver while walking to school. She has since advocated for breathalyzers in cars, formed a coalition of organizations to reformat streets around campus, and serves as the director of the North American Office and United Nations representative for the FIA Foundation to achieve safe and sustainable mobility worldwide. Jack Hirsch balances a career in tech with his engagement and support of the Johns Hopkins Carey Business School. He founded a startup, Butter.ai, which has since been acquired by Box to give them more machine learning and artificial intelligence know-how. He currently serves as the Director of Project Management at Box. Damini Agarwal has emerged as a leader at Infinite Biomedical Technologies, a spin-off of Professor Nitish Thakur's neuroengineering lab at Johns Hopkins University. She's now the Director of Product Development at IBT, where she leads a team of engineers helping to launch the Sense of Pattern Recognition Controller, a machine learning-based control strategy for upper limb prosthetic hands, wrists, and elbows. Dr. Carl Streed has advocated for the health and well-being of the LGBTQ community for over a decade and has been published in multiple top-tier research journals. His efforts are recognized by Johns Hopkins, the American Medical Association, the World Professional Association for Transgender Health, and previously by the Obama administration. Lou Bartello is a registered nurse and the Quality Assurance Coordinator for bone marrow transplants at MedStar Georgetown University Hospital. He founded Asclepius Mardi Gras Beats Pediatric Cancer, which provides pediatric oncology patients and families a once-in-a-lifetime Mardi Gras experience. He also serves on the American Association for Men in Nursing, the Oncology Nursing Society, and the American Organization of Nurse Executives. Jake Runestand's rise to fame within the music world has been nothing short of meteoric. Now nominated for his third Grammy before the age of 30, he has shown that a foundation for classical music is applicable in so many different genres, and he continually receives commissions to compose music for the most acclaimed choruses and leading ensembles in the world. Astrid Haas is the policy director working with the International Growth Center in Uganda. She was the Deputy Country Director for Innovations for Poverty Action in Uganda, an analyst on a large-scale agricultural project in South Sudan, an Overseas Development Institute Fellow in the Ministry of East African Community in Kenya, and was nominated by the University of Cape Town as one of Africa's young leaders.
I owe my career and my passion to Johns Hopkins. When I was an undergraduate, my friend was hit and killed by a drunk driver. My professors empowered me to strive for safe journeys to school for all students on campus, in the state of Maryland, and through my career today, all around the world.
I think that every aspect of my Hopkins education has contributed towards my success, performing cross-disciplinary, cutting-edge research in prosthetics that eventually led to my current profession.
Beyond the world-class education I got at Johns Hopkins, it's the network of mentors and collaborators and friends that have really contributed most significantly to my success as both a clinician in primary care as well as a researcher focused on LGBTQ health.
Hopkins has contributed to all of my successes in the field of nursing by making me the leader that I am today. I am proud to say I'm a Hopkins nurse.
My time at Peabody and Hopkins brought me into an amazing community of talented, forward-thinking, and passionate musicians. These people inspired me to challenge myself, to grow as an artist, and reshape my concept of what's possible as a professional musician.
My time at SAIS not only strengthened my resolve to remain open and inquisitive about the world, it provided me the tools to understand it. More importantly, it was the reason that I met an incredible group of people who to this day, although strewn across the four corners of this globe, remain my very own special tribe and community.
Hello, my name is Jill McGovern, and I chair the Peabody Institute Advisory Board. I'm also a member of the School of Advanced International Studies Board of Advisors, the SAIS Europe Advisory Council, and the Hopkins Nanjing Council. In 2018, I was greatly honored to receive the Heritage Award from the Alumni Association, and it is my privilege to present the 2020 recipients. The Heritage Award honors alumni or friends of Johns Hopkins who have contributed outstanding service over an extended period to the advancement of the university or the activities of the association. This year, the association has recognized 7 such individuals. Dr. Robert Gilman has been a faculty member at the Schools of Medicine and Public Health for 45 years. His longtime work in Peru and infectious diseases in developing countries has strengthened the brand of the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health and left an indelible mark on the U.S. and South America. Dr. Stephen Moore is president and CEO of Carden & Associates, which develops and manages communities for seniors in Indiana. A member of the University Board of Trustees, he and his wife, Julia Moore, are the founding donors of the Moore Center for the Prevention of Child Sexual Abuse, which is an academic research center within the Bloomberg School of Public Health. As both a business leader at Humana and a physician, Dr. Anita Holloway supports the business of health, a theme that runs throughout the Carey Business School. She has served on the Dean's Alumni Advisory Board, helping Carey broaden its reach with alumni, advocating for the school, and working with students on the Friends of Puerto Rico program. Former president and founder of Phoenix Health Systems, Dr. Ronald Gu has been a longtime supporter of Johns Hopkins University. He has served on many reunion committees and as the inaugural chair of the Whiting School's Rising to the Challenge Campaign Committee. He's also been an active member of the Whiting School Advisory Board and a contributor to the Dean's Leadership Fund. Jürgen Gluckert was the president of the SAIS Alumni German chapter for 30 years and remains a member of its board. He has contributed to SAIS in many ways, promoting the creation of the German Alumni Fellowship, teaching at SAIS Europe, and supporting the establishment of the Stephen Muller Chair in German Studies, named in honor of my late husband, who was president of Johns Hopkins between 1972 and 1990. Thank you, Professor Gluckert. Karen Combs retired from the healthcare software company Epic as Vice President of Sales, and she has been a steadfast supporter of the School of Nursing, particularly its projects focused on community health and global health. And she recently established an innovation fund at the school designed to attract and retain talented faculty and students who bring innovative ideas to advance the school and the profession. Allison Hughes Handley has concluded her terms as president of the Alumni Association and as a member of the university's Board of Trustees. She implemented the results of the Alumni Engagement Review and the Gallup Survey to help build the Alumni Association's university-wide Alumni Engagement Strategic Plan. She is an unwavering champion of Johns Hopkins and has set a splendid example for all graduates of the School of Education and the entire university. Congratulations and heartfelt thanks, Allison.
Giving back to Johns Hopkins School of Nursing is my important work right now in this chapter of my life. I love the idea of my gifts supporting nursing faculty in their research activities for many, many years to come. It just really warms the cockles of my heart.
What I think Hopkins has given me most is my contact with students and my ability to mentor and train students in global medicine and epidemiology.
To summarize, it is simply that we believe that through working with Johns Hopkins, we can change the world. Hopkins is a remarkable institution, people, of resources, of traditions, that puts it in a position to really drive positive change in the lives of people.
Through our collaborative interactions and friendships, we support JHU with focus and commitment. This is our Hopkins legacy, where we, As a community, reach for the stars to change the world.
That entire career path was set in place when I was an undergraduate. Well, actually, it was set in place when I won the scholarship to go to undergraduate at Hopkins.
Thank you, Jill. It is wonderful to see some of our strongest supporters of the Alumni Association. Now I am pleased to introduce our student performers. Each year, the Alumni Council Student Grants Committee awards funds to more than 75 student groups across the university. And we would like to highlight one of them for your enjoyment this evening. Please welcome the Octopodes.
White shirt, now red, my bloody nose sleeping. You're on your tippy toes, creeping around like no one knows. Think you're so criminal. Bruises on both my knees for you. Don't say thank you or please. I do what I want when I'm wanting to. My soul so cynical. So you're a tough guy, like a really rough guy. Just can't get enough guy, just always so puff guy. I'm a bad type, make you love a sad type, make your girlfriend bad type. My city should die. I'm a bad guy.
In front of me, got an angel on my shoulder and Mephistopheles. But mama raised me good, mama raised me right. Mama said do what you want, say prayers at night. And I'm saying them, cause I'm so devout. Till the love comes out, till the love comes out. I've got my mind made up and I can't let go. I'm killing every second till it saves my soul. I'll be running, I'll be running till the love comes out, till the love comes out. And we'll start a fight, and we'll shut it down till the love comes out, till the love comes out.
Wow, what a wonderful performance. It's so great to see that our students are still connecting and making beautiful music throughout this challenging time. Hi, I'm Ralph Ruban. I'm the graduate of the School of Medicine, co-chair of the Awards and Nominations Committee, and past president of the Johns Hopkins Medical and Surgical Association. I'm currently director of the Saul Goldman Pancreatic Cancer Research Center here at Johns Hopkins, and I direct the Department of Pathology in the School of Medicine. It's a pleasure to introduce the Global Achievement Award, which honors alumni who exemplify the Johns Hopkins tradition of excellence and have brought credit to the university and their profession in the international arena through their professional achievement or humanitarian service. This year, the Alumni Association awarded 5. Dr. Lola Aduyemi is the Chief Operations Officer and co-founder of Magna Carta Health in Nigeria, which serves 15,000 patients. She started her own preventive health company, launched a healthcare technology app, and began a social impact company that empowers young women to pursue their dreams and reach the highest heights. Dr. Indu Bhushan is the Chief Executive Officer of India's Ayushman Bharat, also called Modicare. This massive government-funded program will bring health insurance to more than 500 million people and provide access to secondary and tertiary care across 150,000 health centers. America Nobre Amorim started out as a DJ in his native Brazil, where he combined his love of teaching children to play music with a personal desire to reduce illiteracy in his country. He has developed educational games and more than 20 innovative projects being used by millions of students in public and private schools. Pandora Hartman has worked for 23 years as a nurse and midwife in a variety of women's healthcare settings around the world. a midwifery capacity building consultant for European and U.S. agencies. She was selected to serve as the only American midwifery mentor for the J&J sponsored International Confederation of Midwives in Rwanda from 2016 to 2018, and she continues to mentor midwives globally. Ken Jarrett is senior advisor at the business strategy firm Albright Stonebridge Group in Shanghai. His 26-year foreign service career has included Consul General in Shanghai, Deputy Consul General in Hong Kong, and other posts in Asia, as well as serving as Director of Asian Affairs at the White House National Security Council.
It was almost 3 decades ago that I used up all my savings and sold my car and converted that into US dollars and headed to the US to study in Johns Hopkins. That was the best investment that I've ever made.
My time at the Hopkins Nanjing Center provided lifelong friends and special insights into how China works. I've used that knowledge my entire career as a diplomat and advisor to US companies in China. Thank you, Johns Hopkins.
When I started my doctoral studies at Johns Hopkins, I was hoping that my research would be able to help a few hundred kids to learn. And now our innovative games are helping 100,000 kids in 3 continents. They're learning 3 times more in writing and 11 times more in reading.
The impact of an education at Johns Hopkins is that it can teach a young physician with roots from Africa and empower her with enough knowledge, exposure, and community to take on the world. I am proud to be a Johns Hopkins alum.
Greetings, everyone. My name is Rhonda Glover-Reese, and I am a 2002 graduate of the School of Education and a member of the Alumni Council. I recently retired from the FBI after 34 years of law enforcement service. In my 2.0, I am a certified career coach and mentor for law enforcement personnel and individuals interested in a career in law enforcement. In 2018, I had the distinct honor in receiving this award, and in 2020, it is an honor and privilege for me to present these awards to 5 remarkable Hopkins alumni. This award honors alumni of Johns Hopkins who have brought credit to the university by their current or recently concluded distinguished service to the public as elected or appointed officials. This year, the Alumni Association awarded 5. Brigadier General Alfred Abramson recently retired from the U.S. Army after 30 years of service. His last assignment culminated with him serving as the Joint Program Executive Officer for Armaments and Ammunition. He was also the Commanding General of Picatinny Arsenal in New Jersey. He led a 6,000 personnel organization whose mission is the research, development, engineering, and procurement of armaments and ammunition in support of the military. He is a role model, especially for underrepresented minorities in the STEM fields. Dr. Alafia Masawala is the Senior Medical Director for Value-Based Care and Innovation at the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center Health Plan, part of the 2nd largest provider-owned integrated delivery and financing system in the country. During the Obama administration, she served as the Senior Policy Advisor on the White House National Economic Council. She also led on the President's healthcare team, advising and coordinating the administration's activities on healthcare transformation and payment reform under the Affordable Care Act. Bill Ferguson became the youngest member of the Maryland Senate at the age of 27, and today is its president after 8 years representing Baltimore's 46th district. He has supported secondary school expansion, urban educational reform, community outreach, anti-corruption measures, economic stability, and environmental preservation. He has served on the state's most important education policy body, the Commission on Innovation and Excellence in Education, also known as the Kirwan Commission. Captain Pauline Kari Martin is an active duty nurse officer serving with the U.S. Public Health Service. She received many awards for service, including the Presidential Unit Citation for her support during the International Ebola response and the 2010 Outstanding Unit Award for her response in assisting Haiti citizens following a 7.0 magnitude earthquake. Dr. Pauline Kari Martin is stationed at the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. She directs complex research evaluation of health policy and payment demonstration projects to inform reports to Congress. Ambassador Arturo Saracon is an international strategic consultant and the former Mexican ambassador to the U.S. from 2007 to 2013. He is a distinguished visiting scholar at the University of Southern California's Annenberg Public Diplomacy School and an adjunct professor at George Washington University's Elliott School of International Affairs. He is a digital diplomacy pioneer, and in 2006, he received the rank of Career Ambassador.
Serving in something that is bigger than myself in terms of the protection of the Constitution of the United States and the freedoms that we enjoy today. And lastly is passing on all of the things that I've learned in 30 years to those that are coming behind me that will also serve as future public servants for our country.
As a professional nurse for over 30 years, my primary goal has been and continues to be to provide nursing care and healthcare services to those especially in need of the vulnerable population.
I think having played the role of a disruptor in public service, of trying to think outside the box, of sometimes believing that it's better to say sorry than to ask for permission. And the second one is that as a grandson and son of refugees on both sides of my family, having given back to the country that opened its doors to my families to remake their lives.
It's amazing to see the scale of impact the programs and initiatives that I helped create are having. For example, in the kidney care space, I see insurers, patients, providers, health systems, physicians, all experiencing a transformation in how kidney care is paid for and delivered across the country. And it's really fulfilling to know that I did my part to help make that change happen because of my time in public service.
Hey there, I'm Bob Barbera. I graduated both as an undergraduate and got my PhD at Hopkins. Spent about 30 years on Wall Street, also Washington, D.C. And then I returned to the fold, and I've been teaching in the Econ department and directing the JHU Center for Financial Economics. Last year, I had the honor of receiving the Distinguished Alumni Award, and I was thrilled to find out this year that they asked me to participate in providing descriptions of all of you current winners. I will tell you that I really wanted to do this because we are in the COVID-19 world and it's strained, and I wanted to let you know that if it were in the normal circumstances, I'm the type who'd be bear hugging every one of you. I looked at your resumes, you've done extraordinary things, and you really do deserve a big bear hug. We have to honor you in our current circumstance in a virtual setting. But we know that in the real world, you did wonderful things that make it very much legitimate that you've gotten this award. So let me be more formal now and say, it's my pleasure to present the Distinguished Alumna Awards. They honor alumni who have typified the Johns Hopkins tradition of excellence, brought credit to the university by their personal accomplishments, professional achievements, or humanitarian service. This year, the Alumni Association awarded 14. Dr. Tara Allman is a board-certified gynecologist, author of Menopause Confidential, and one of America's leading experts in midlife women's health. A member of the class of 1986, Dr. Allman has been a loyal supporter of Johns Hopkins University and a lead donor on her 30th reunion committee. Dr. Robert Carr began his career as a flight surgeon in the United States Air Force Aerospace Medicine. Today, he is Chief Medical Officer of Kumanu, a precision well-being technology company, and the immediate past president of the American College of Preventative Medicine. Dr. Dwayne Gubler is Emeritus Professor and the founding director of the Program on Emerging Infectious Diseases at the Duke-affiliated Graduate Medical School at the National University of Singapore. He spent his entire research career investigating mosquito-transmitted diseases, especially dengue hemorrhagic fever. Dr. Min Tway is the Union Minister of Health and Sports in the Republic of the Union of Myanmar. He works to enable all Myanmar's citizens to enjoy longevity of life by overseeing health education, disease prevention activities, and the provision of treatment of prevailing diseases. Dr. Min Ho Huang established and is president of the Shou Huan healthcare system in Taiwan, which includes 8 hospitals and is modeled after the Mayo Clinic. He served 3 terms as a congressman in Taiwan, initiating national health insurance, social welfare, and environmental protection policies. John Maduri is a leader in biotech and life sciences and has devoted his life to helping the world develop better diagnostic solutions for patients. He recently became Executive Vice President, Head of Business Development, Global Marketing and Strategy at Accelerate Diagnostics. Dr. Michael Becker is Professor Emeritus in the Department of Electrical and Computer Engineering at the University of Texas at Austin. During his prolific career, he focused on optics, optical information processing, laser-induced damage to optical devices and materials, and ultra-precise laser beam shaping. Dr. Michael Brunt is Professor of Surgery at Washington University in St. Louis and is a recognized leader and clinical expert in laparoscopic endocrine and hernia surgery. He is also team surgeon for the St. Louis Blues and has a nationwide referral practice for collegiate and professional athletes with sports hernias. As passionate about education as he is about research, Dr. John Lorsch has worked to reform the curricula for graduate and medical education. In 2013, he became the director of the National Institute of General Medical Sciences, which supports basic research that increases understanding of biological processes and lays the foundation for advances in disease diagnosis, treatment, and prevention. Dr. Mary Lynch is Professor of Ophthalmology at Emory University School of Medicine. Her research has focused on innovative ways of dealing with difficult problems in glaucoma. She wrote the first papers on certain side effects from beta blocker eye drops, surgical treatment of malignant glaucoma, and the 360-degree suture trabeculotomy for the treatment of congenital glaucoma. An internationally recognized physician scientist, Dr. Jonathan Simons is the President and Chief Executive Officer of the Prostate Cancer Foundation. His laboratories at Johns Hopkins University and Emory University have made original contributions to human prostate cancer research. Reginald Bannerman is the Director of Nursing for the Child Psychiatry Unit at Children's National Health System. His work with adults, teenagers, and children with eating disorders and other psychiatric ailments help patients address challenges early in life to prevent a lifetime of struggles. Nalita True is a legend among piano pedagogues, having had a distinguished career as a performer and teacher. She is globally recognized and held in the highest regard among musicians in the classical music field which still struggles to recognize females at the same rate as males. Dr. Isabel Studer Noguez is president of the board of the Mexican Climate Initiative. A Fulbright and Ford Scholar, she has been recognized in 2018 and 2019 by Forbes magazine as one of the 100 most powerful women in Mexico. And in 2013 through 2015, but by Petróleo y Energía as one of the 100 energy leaders in Mexico.
Johns Hopkins University's size taught me the importance of always being at the leading edge of strategic topics in the international agenda. I became the first Mexican to be admitted to the Canadian Studies program 2 years before the North American Free Trade Agreement was proposed.
I'm incredibly proud to be a member of the class of 1986, especially now in 2020 as a member of the medical community. And as we all know, doctors rock, and so does Johns Hopkins University.
It also connected me to an amazingly diverse and global network of professionals who have become friends, colleagues, as well as people I can bounce ideas off of and share. And this impact could be at a global level instead of one patient at a time, millions at a time.
The Johns Hopkins family is truly a global community, and it sets you apart from a lot of the other public health people in the world.
I'm very happy that I gave the teaching from Hopkins 23 years ago, that I learned from you, and then I applied to my hospital, short-term healthcare system.
What makes me the most proud to be an alumnus of Johns Hopkins is my heartfelt pride in being part of a world-renowned, multidisciplinary research university, as well as the ever-increasing number of the Carey Business School's Business of Health leaders that are continually forging new paths to build for what's next.
I credit Johns Hopkins for giving me, as a first-generation college student, the education and tools in my undergraduate engineering degree to get into and to succeed in a top engineering doctoral program. I am most proud of how Hopkins has continued to improve its education game and is still a first-class program.
If not for Hopkins taking a chance on me as a young student from a small town and university in Mississippi, I would not have gone into academic surgery and would not be where I am today. And for that, I am forever grateful.
So the thing I'm most proud of my time at Hopkins is my interactions with the students. The students at Johns Hopkins are truly extraordinary, and it was really an honor to be able to play a role in launching their careers.
I was the second class of women to come to Hopkins. And when you went to the Cooley Center, the Denton Cooley Center, there was no women's bathroom there. That's how, or women's locker room there. That's how early it was in the co-ed time. And so I thought maybe we could start a sports team, and they said sure, and we started the women's swimming team. And that's the way Hopkins is. It gives opportunity to its students and supports them and makes them believe that their ideas can take flight.
Kid growing up and coming through Johns Hopkins and being able to accomplish what I've been able to, it only makes sense to give back, to wrap my hands around other kids that are coming through the system, to show them, help them navigate, mentor them, and help them grow.
Wow, what an amazing group of alumni that we have heard and seen from this evening. Thank you, Bob, and all the presenters for introducing us to this incredible group of accomplished alumni. Now joining me is Allison Hanley, immediate past president of the Alumni Association, a 2-degree graduate from the School of Education. Allison has been a college president and recently became an interim dean at the Community College of Rhode Island. Allison, I have so enjoyed partnering with you these past few years, and I'm especially glad you could join us this evening.
Thank you, Susan. It's been a delight for me to work with you and your team as well. Having served on the Awards and Nominations Committee for many, many years, I continue to marvel at the outstanding people year after year who are such a wonderful representation of everything that Johns Hopkins stands for.
It really is amazing, the achievements of our alumni and the many who have risen to the occasion during this pandemic. It makes us so incredibly proud.
As it should. Hopkins has so many icons in medicine and public health, whether it's the hospital workers, researchers, first responders, or essential workers. They have prevailed during the pandemic, not to mention those outstanding community leaders who have lifted up their local communities when it was needed the most.
It's true. And let's not forget the remarkable recent graduates who have now the backing of a Hopkins education to go out and put their impact on the world.
And that reminds me of all of our international alumni who broaden the reach of Hopkins across the globe, from Brazil to China, from Uganda and beyond.
We want to thank all awardees for all that they have done for their communities, locally, nationally, and globally, and also across the Johns Hopkins University.
Thank you for joining us for our first virtual awards celebration, and congratulations to all of the 2020 awardees.